You. Another war. War 8. We got Lumitrix, Count Nefaria, and OG Iron Man. And we're going against Infinite Void. We lost the last war against Love, which is tragic. But I'm going to try again here. And we got this Zemo fight once again. And it went better than last war. You'll see I got a good rotation up. And just going to manipulate the AI into attacking me. And he's never going to be able to throw a special attack because I'm going to use an SP1, go unblockable, keep the Fury up, and just combo him to death because Lumitrix is him. And that was a 30-second fight. So, pretty easy. Next, we got Lumitrix versus this Void. And fun fact, if I didn't use a combat region boost here, I probably would have had a harder time with this fight because if you saw up there, I still had 10 mastery points left. So, I didn't put willpower back on, which thankfully didn't really affect me much, but I'm going in for the endurances here, and basically I'm just going to try to constantly keep my combo, like, above the thresholds of 10 for Void, because Lumitrix takes Void pretty well, but Void is still pretty dangerous because he just deals a lot of passive damage that's hard to avoid. And as you see, once my regen falls off, I start losing health pretty quickly. But the endurances help a lot with the suppressions and unsteady, so it's going well anyways. And we're just gonna throw the SP2 then SP1. So Void is dead. And next we got Count Nefaria. We're taking Count Nefaria, this Yelena node 20. And I actually haven't used Count in war. I don't think maybe ever. After 9.4, I decided to rank 4 into 200 him because I've played him a lot and I really like him. But I just don't get to use him a lot because he's kind of overshadowed by a lot of other champs. But I mean, in war, he's pretty useful because of his utility. But the main strat here was to build up to an SP3. I don't really know why no one uses an SP1. Maybe because you have to knock her down a lot, but I don't know. I didn't really question it. I just watched all the videos and they were all going to SP3. But you reverse her healing a lot when you're in the Ionic overcharge. So just once that happens, it's pretty quick. But it takes a good bit to get there because my power gets drained every time I gain a bar of power. So sadly, we got to deal with that for a minute. But besides that, it's a pretty okay fight. It's funny using Nefaria for Yelena. I remember in big things on node 3, it was a region node and people used him for her a lot. People died a lot too. But you see, every time we get the region up, she loses 40% of her health, so it's pretty good. His heal reversal is pretty nice, and she just drops like that. And lastly, I'm taking paths in this war. We got a Dark Phoenix with Count again. And I was kind of worried because Dark Phoenix just scares me a lot. I always ban her MBGs every single time because I just hate her as a champion. I never got her because I wasn't able to spend. But I just don't like her at all. And I hate fighting her. But this was actually kind of a fun fight because once I got into Ionic Overcharge, it just... saw a lot of red numbers, saw a lot of green numbers, the freaking energy vulnerabilities and everything. It's pretty fun once the Ionic Overcharges are up. So we mainly just kind of play her normally. Watch out for the power gain, and I would be doing more damage, but her safeguard is pretty tanky, so it's okay though. But he resists all the shocks, all the Nova Flames, because his energy resistance is just crazy when he's in overcharge. And we throw off the SP2. And he doesn't get any, she doesn't get any incinerates because, incinerate immune, but it's okay. She's going down quickly. I was kind of worried for this fight, but Count is working better than I thought. This war, it was my first time getting 4 fights and no minis, but it's fine by me. Less of a chance for me to die, but I still like taking more fights because it makes me feel like I contribute more to the war and Also just helps me get more videos and stuff. But yeah, she's at 7%, and Immortality is coming up, which is going to last for like 9 seconds because she's a great champion and pretty balanced. And we didn't even really need the Iron Man synergy, but we got it anyways. But yeah, and I would say that is the end of the war. However, because I felt this video was like going to be 5 minutes, I included 2 fights from my first award this season. So this is a Node 43 Yelena with Carolina. My first mini boss in NG. And I was pretty worried because this fight can go either very well or very badly. And the main strategy was to hit her a lot in the incinerate phase and not attack much during shock. But you always need to stay in the light so that you gain power and can, keep up your iridescence buffs, because that's the main thing with Carolina. But all the videos I watched, it went pretty well. Though it is a hard fight because you just have to manage a lot, and you got to get good RNG with the sunlight anyways. But she works pretty well because she's resistant to incinerate, so you can get some willpower from that. I'm going to go ahead and throw the SP2 again, and it starts to deal pretty good damage here. She's already at 55% and only 40 combo. Every time I fight Yelena, I'm just worried I'm going to go above the combo meter because it always takes so much to kill her. But we're going to burst her down again, and now she's at 25. And like at this one, I was like, okay, there's like no chance I die here, because I was controlling the fight pretty well and keeping up my sun charges and staying in the sun every time. So I'm going to go for one more SP2. And that's dead. And lastly, we got a Node 47 Nico with my girl Deathless She-Hulk. And fun fact, Deathless She-Hulk was like one of my first war champions when I started playing war. She's rank 4, SIG 200. She was my 3rd rank 4. And I haven't really used her in many seasons because I used to use her a lot in P1. But ever since I've kind of stayed around Masters, I haven't really used her as much. But this fight, it's okay. Just keep up the fear and try not to intercept her or stuff. But it takes a bit because Nico is just very tanky, and I go to an SP3 so that I can get the debilitate, but it's an okay fight. I mean, it takes a while, but getting to use Deathless She-Hulk is pretty fun for me because it's always a good time to use her. She's pretty satisfying to play as well with all the traumas, just building them up. But you got to make sure that the opponent doesn't you have to make sure the opponent's pretty aggressive with their special attacks, but it's basically like a taunt on them anyways, so it helps. But she's at 66, and I saw my leader take this fight. That's how I got the video for it. And I mean, it's just a pretty standard Deathless She-Hulk fight. But Nico kind of gets into a chain of SP1s here, and accidentally blocked that there, so that's great. But I don't know. It's like with the SP2 buff immunity, she gains a lot of power, so you're kind of like stuck in a thing where she gains power because of the buff immunity, because you're not getting dexterity. So once I throw off an SP2, though, it's going to get withers and it won't be as potent, but still it's pretty annoying. And you just keep up the fears and stuff, and after that, fight is wraps. Look her genuinely. She's at 52, and we're doing well. It's just taking longer than expected. But we're going to use an SP2 here, and she's going to go down to 34. That's pretty good. And now she won't be gaining as much power because of the withers, thankfully. But fight's almost over with. And it was a pretty alright fight. It just, I don't know, it's fights like these that take forever are kind of droning. It's a bit unentertaining, but I mean, just you got to use it to fill space, and if it's a solo, then it's a solo. And she died there, so that's that war.